So first of all, I want to thank everybody that brought me here for the third time. This is already the third time I'm in Greece for Ennio Morricone, and I have especially to thank also Mr. Konstantinos Papakostas, but all the Associazione Amici di Ennio Morricone, because we found, me and Morricone's family, some friends, a part of family here in Greece.
Να ευχαριστήσω όλους αυτούς που με φέρανε στη Λάρισα για τρίτη φορά. Είναι πλέον, με κάνουν να νιώθω ένα μέλος της οικογένειάς τους, τον πρόεδρο του συλλόγου, τον κύριο Παπακώστα, και χαίρομαι πάρα πολύ που είμαι στην πόλη σας.
The first time we were together here, I was contacted by Konstantinos, and we came here with Marco Morricone, Monica Morricone, Marco's wife, the first Ennio Morricone's son, and also Gianni Russo, that is one of the producer of Ennio, the beautiful film documentary based on Ennio Morricone's life. And that was the first time I was to Athens, in Athens, at the film festival. It was a huge event. The embassy, Italian embassy was involved, Italian Cultural Institute was involved, and more than 1,000 people in the hall.
Την πρώτη φορά που ήρθα με την οικογένεια του, ήταν η παρούσα οικογένεια του Ennio Morricone, και έγινε και αυτό το μεγάλο event στην Ιταλική πρεσβεία που παρακολουθήθηκε από 1,000 ανθρώπους και ήταν πραγματικά υπέροχο.
And after we moved to Salonico, some days after the festival, and finally we came in Larissa for the first time with Marco, Monica and Gianni. This trip was very important for us as well because gave us the opportunity to know each other better in a different context, and we remember it as a very important moment for our friendship and also, yes, for our friendship.
Μετά πήγαμε στη Θεσσαλονίκη και κατόπιν στη Λάρισα, και το θεωρούμε το γεγονός ότι μείναμε στη Λάρισα με την οικογένεια του Ennio Morricone πολύ σημαντικό για τη σχέση μας, γιατί εδώ γνωριστήκαμε καλύτερα και πάντα θα θυμάμαστε με αγάπη.
And while we were coming to Larissa, where the heart of this big love comes from, because it's the heart of Mr. Konstantinos, his passion for Morricone, it's something that made me think a lot about the importance of relationship and love in Daniel's life as well, because Morricone was always trying to develop an authentic relationship with the people he was working with. Sometimes he met these people because he was working with these people. For example, the important director he was working with. Sometimes he never met someone that maybe was in love with his music, like Konstantinos, but something was created in a way, an opportunity was blooming in a way.
Αυτό με έκανε να σκεφτώ και την άποψη που είχε ο Ennio για τις σχέσεις και την αγάπη, και αυτός πάντα ήθελε να υπάρχει μια σχέση ανάμεσα στους δημιουργούς. Βέβαια, είδαμε πολύ ενδιαφέρον ότι ο Κωνσταντίνος, ένας άνθρωπος που δεν τον ήξερε, παρόλα αυτά φάνηκε ότι υπήρχε μια σχέση ανάμεσα στις δημιουργίες του και τον Ennio Morricone.
I personally met him the first time in 2005. I was 19 years old, and he came to Milano, my city in Italy, for a conference. And I gave to him a CD with my music, my first, let's say, compositions. And I asked to him to become my teacher. I was quite punk, let's say, asking this to the maestro. But he took the CD and the letter I wrote to him, and he disappeared. The day after, he went back to Roma, that is quite far away from Milan. It's more than 600 kilometers, and called me back, telling me that I had to study composition, and that's how our relationship started. So in the beginning, I didn't want to become his biographer, let's say. My idea was to become his student, but because this was not possible, I converted myself in what could create the opportunity to be in touch with him more and more. And basically this book came out.
Όταν το γνώρισα πρώτη φορά στο Μιλάνο, τον πλησίασα και του έδωσα ένα CD με τη μουσική μου και ένα γράμμα. Αυτός δεν μου απάντησε κάτι, αλλά όταν πήγε στη Ρώμη την επόμενη μέρα μου τηλεφώνησε και μου είπε ότι πρέπει να αφοσιωθώ περισσότερο στη σύνθεση. Βέβαια, εγώ ήθελα να γίνω μαθητής του, δεν ήθελα να γίνω βιογράφος του, αλλά ήταν μια ευκαιρία να τον πλησιάσω περισσότερο.
Exactly, and so why I told you this, because again, the relationship with me, for example, was very important for Ennio, because for the first time he was a bit stopping only working. And this is what he wrote in the preface. He was thinking back to his life and try to, let's say, link all the fragments that he was living, because he was always pushed to write for new music, to be again Ennio Morricone, but again finding a new way to say Ennio Morricone. So he was always struggling, no, all his life. So this moment in his life was important.
Η ζωή του ήταν ένας διαρκής αγώνας, γιατί προσπαθούσε πάντα να γράφει καινούργια μουσική, να είναι δημιουργικός. Αυτή είναι η στιγμή που μου οδηγήθηκε την ζωή του, ήταν σημαντική για αυτήν, γιατί προσπαθούσε να πάει στο παρελθόν και να μαζέψει τα κομμάτια της ζωής του και να μου τα πει για να τα αποδώσω στο βιβλίο.
So, of course, it was also important for me a lot. But coming to these two relationships, tonight and tomorrow we are going to explore two beautiful movies that Konstantinos, I was asking to him, why did you choose these two movies? No, there are hundreds of movies. Because I love them, he told me. And this is a good way to proceed. Like, love again is in the center of everything. And in fact, two movies that are very different, and also the approach of Ennio Morricone scoring these two movies was very different. And also the relationship between these two directors and Morricone was very different. From one side, Terence Malick, 1978, Days of Heaven, a poetic movie, very, how can we say, it's really inspired, this beautiful photography, this time that is dilatato, how can we say? And from another point of view, Brian De Palma, 1987, another important movie, The Untouchables, that it's a, let's say, a thriller in a way. It's a more, in a way, different historical movie on Al Capone's story that is talking about something else, also about law, but also about friendship, because friendship is a bit the center of the movie. So two very different approaches, musically speaking, but also two relationships with the two directors that are very different. Because, for example, with Terence Malick, he worked just once for that movie. With Brian De Palma, that was the first movie of a series of movies that they made together. Sorry, now it's a bit complicated, but...
Όταν ρώτησα τον Κωνσταντίνο γιατί επέλεξε αυτές τις ταινίες, μου είπε γιατί του άρεσαν, τις αγαπούσε. Οπότε η αγάπη επανέρχεται ακόμη μια φορά στο επίκεντρο και είναι αυτό που καθορίζει τις επιλογές. Έχουμε παρόλα αυτά δύο διαφορετικές ταινίες και δύο διαφορετικές σχέσεις με τους σκηνοθέτες. Με τον Μάλικ δούλεψε μόνο μία φορά, με τον Ντε Πάλμα ήταν η απαρχή μιας μακροχρόνιας συνεργασίας. Δύο ταινίες εντελώς διαφορετικές, Η αδιάφθορη που μιλάει βέβαια για τον νόμο, αλλά στο επίκεντρό της είναι και η φιλία. Ενώ στην ΕΔΕΜ βλέπουμε ότι έχουμε, μιλάει για τις σχέσεις, μιλάει για την επιμήκυνση αυτού του χρόνου, τελείως διαφορετικές προσεγγίσεις είναι αυτές που θα δούμε σήμερα και αύριο.
So, 2 days is a good opportunity to come back to see, or maybe someone will see for the first time and will listen for the first time to these beautiful movies. And so again, I want to thank personally Konstantinos, but also the Associazione Amici di Morricone in Grecia, and with me also Morricone's family and Giuseppe Tornatore, because another reason why he chose these 2 movies, he told me, is because they are both mentioned in the documentary by Tornatore. And it's true. And they both represent something specific and important in the narration of Ennio Morricone's life, and also in the movie. They are two important chapters. So it will be a pleasure to discover them together and trying to go behind, try to keep some secrets or some things that are not known, and talk about this.
Χαίρομαι πάρα πολύ που απόψε θα έχουμε την ευκαιρία να μιλήσουμε και να αναλύσουμε πάρα πολλά μυστικά και για τη ζωή του Ennio Morricone και για τις 2 ταινίες. Και ελπίζω ότι ο κόσμος θα ανταποκριθεί και πραγματικά θα βγάλουμε όλα αυτά τα μυστικά στην επιφάνεια. Θέλω να ευχαριστήσω και την οικογένεια του Ennio Morricone και τον Κωνσταντίνο για αυτή την ευκαιρία.
And something else that I want to say, and I finish, is that Konstantinos, the distribution in Greece of the film Ennio, was given to Konstantinos from the producers, from Gianni Russo, that decided to give to him the rights, at least I think in Larissa or in this area, in this region of the movie. And Konstantinos also achieving another important achievement, in fact, because when we met, his idea was to translate this book that is quite big. It was released in 2016 in Italy, but now it's translated in many languages, Greek included now, because one of the things he did was to find out Metronome, this publisher, Greek publisher, and translate this book. I think many things we discussed in the past with Ennio are in this book. So that was another act of love, let's say, in the Ennio's work.
Επίσης πρέπει να πούμε ότι ο Κωνσταντίνος έχει τα δικαιώματα του ντοκιμαντέρ για τον Ennio Morricone για την Ελλάδα και επίσης είναι και αυτός που συνέβαλε τα μέγιστα έτσι ώστε να μεταφραστεί το βιβλίο και στα ελληνικά. Και ένα μεγάλο ποσοστό αυτής της αγάπης βρίσκεται στο βιβλίο και μεταδίδεται από τον Κωνσταντίνο και στο ελληνικό κοινό.
And that's it.
Εγώ θα ήθελα να